Part 41, we left off, we were looking at some letters that Chris had been sent while he was in Weld County Jail. So going on down, we're still looking at letters, and this is going to be letter number 36. And this one is from Lynn Massengill. And Lynn is from Elm City, North Carolina. This letter was written on 9/11/2018. And it looks like the printer may have been running out of ink or something on this one, but we're going to do the best we can. It says, Dear Christopher, hello, my name is Lynn Massengill. I am 49 years old. Never had any children. I live alone, and I love to read and have read a lot about you, especially being from North Carolina. Ever since you have been on my mind. I see you for the person you truly are and not the person the media has made you out to be. Do you need anything? Well, I must be going for now. Take care, and I truly hope to hear from you soon. Thank you for your time. Sincerely, Lynn. Okay, this is 37, and I just don't get some. They say they see him for who he truly is. Letter 37. And this is going to be dated August the 17th, 2018. Hello, Chris. I just thought I'd write again. I would like to share my testimony with you. August the 3rd, 2013, 7 p.m. My son was sitting on the porch and yelled for me to go down and look at something. So, when I got outside, there was a huge round white ball above the mountains, west, east, or breast, I'm not sure. I was freaking out bad, as well as we're watching it. 45 minutes it was shooting things out of each side and the bottom. Not sure what, but they soon or something disappeared. Remember, it lasted 45 minutes. As those were leaving, the round white ball turned gold, and then it turned into a perfect square. Then it slowly disappeared or dissipated. I was at a loss. Man, this person's writing is hard to read. We all were no one seen this but my family and our neighbor. I wasn't serving Christ at that time, but I tell you what, I ran into Just's bedroom and got on my knees and I prayed and prayed. I couldn't eat or sleep for 2 weeks. Wow. I kept asking the Lord after repenting and fasting, please, Father, tell me what this was. It is scary. After the 2nd week, he said it was me. I was dropping off my angels to wake my elect. I had no clue what elect was or who. So I started reading my Bible and studying prophecy. It's been 5 years and now I know. It is the special ones, the ones that live clean and serve Him with all of their hearts and all of their soul and all of their minds. Since all that repenting and serving Christ, these last 5 years I've gone through things that I can't explain. But after all this, I know there is a God and I know Jesus is real. If you want to know about all of the things we've seen and gone through, please let me know. We don't have to talk about what happened. I just want to be here for you as a friend and a sister in Christ. Okay? Please write me back. I'd love to hear from you. If you don't, I will continue to write unless you reject the next one. I will stop, okay? Blessings and peace to you, my friend, always. I think that says Ruby. Okay, this is letter 38, and this letter is coming from Hawaii. Hello, Chris. This is Friday and wanted to send this letter off to you. I'm getting in a groove of writing to you every Friday. wondering how long it actually takes before it's in your hands. I guess 10 to 14 days. You never know about mail here in Hawaii. It is a mystery. So anyway, how are you holding up? I can only hope that your family and true friends are rallying behind you no matter what. I pray that each day gets a little easier for you, and I hope to be a supporter for you. I was watching something on YouTube about how powerful our brain is once we switch our thoughts to what is good. Yes, our situation may not be ideal, but we still have control of our thoughts and imagination. Imagine the best possible outcome, future, or goal. Why not? It's better than thinking what's the most horrible outcome, right? But it takes discipline. Think positive, happy thoughts. I really think you are going to get through this just fine. I'm totally saying a prayer for you. Hey, miracles happen. Just read about Paul in the New Testament, and I know for sure is that Jesus forgives everything and can give us a new heart. He gives us hope. Hopefully today is the day that you receive some good news, a glimmer of hope, that it's not as bad as it seems. Now, on to other news. I knew you are from North Carolina, and as I write this, they are getting pummeled by the hurricane. Phew. I wonder why they get hit so hard when we're sitting in the middle of the Pacific with nothing around us here in Hawaii. Yet, our hurricanes never really do much damage. As a matter of fact, we had one 2 days ago, Olivia, and it mostly was rain. Flooding must be the water temperature since it's so warm here. Anyway, I hope your family in North Carolina is safe. Man, I love meet her. I miss a good blizzard. Hunkering down, the storm out. Not sure if you received my last letter with the 2 postcards, but the one with the title Village in the Valley, they totally got flooded out with the last storm. Crazy. Raging flash floods, but no one went with it, thankfully. Okay, I have a joke for you from my Amazon Echo. How do you wake up, Lady Gaga? LOL. So it looks like I will not be moving back to Colorado anytime soon, as I'd hoped. My daughter is planning on moving back here to Maui with my grandson, who is 1 year old. So I better stay put and help them out. They're currently in LA. However, my goal is to eventually move back to Colorado. That's my home. Maybe at some point I could visit you and we could actually meet. Like I said before, I feel the need to support you emotionally and spiritually and mentally. You do not have to go this alone. I know I'm just a random lady from Hawaii, but still, I offer friendship and support. Poker face. This is the lady that, if you'll remember in part 41, she had sent him the postcards and things and was talking to him, and she mentioned the banana bread. Well, if you will remember, Chris had said that he thought it was Nicole writing him in code in a different name, and she was the one that was talking about the banana bread. So maybe, this is her, so maybe that is why Chris thought it was her. She talks about being from Colorado, and she talks about spirituality, and maybe Lady Gaga, I don't know, was a thing for her, I don't know. Okay, going on down, and I'm just going to throw this little part in here as a quote-unquote memory, current day memory for me, and you guys probably too. It's funny they say Lady Gaga because right now, Lady Gaga Oreos are out and my granddaughter had to have some. Big time. The packaging's really cool, but they're just Oreos. Okay. I understand that you cannot write me back or call if you ever wanted to, so I'm just going to keep touching base and reminding you that there are people on your side, me. I feel there is an incredible miracle around the corner for you. Please do not give up. On a side note, because I love football, Of course, I love the buffaloes, I believe, maybe. But I also love Cornhuskers. And couldn't believe that CU actually beat Nebraska last week. What? 33-28? Wow. And on Sunday is Broncos versus Raiders. My coworker is a Raiders fan, so it's been interesting. And I have a $100 bet. We will kick their butts. Wish me luck and something. Okie dokie. Get some good sleep. Get those thoughts on the right track. Might take some discipline, but you can do this, my dear. Stay the course, and God will. Your friend, Laurel. Okay, over to the side it says, how are the Tar Heels? Sorry, I don't know. I can't read the rest of it. But anyway, yeah, this is who he thought was Nicole. Okay, and so this is Chris Watts from Greeley, Colorado. No, this is to Chris Watts in Greeley, Colorado from, I'm not sure, from Brighton, Colorado, and this would be her photo. This is me. I think that says Ruby, your friend and sister in Christ. Okay, letter 39. This is written September the 19th, and at the top it says, oops, pen wouldn't work. Hi again. I didn't want to leave you in suspense. After all that happened October the 3rd, 2013 at 7 p.m., and the Lord told me it was Him leaving His angels to wake His elect. Boy, did I go through many, many changes. I prayed again and asked, Father, what was that did I see? It was the New Jerusalem and pearly gates. Well, these studies I did. One time, the New Jerusalem, it's 150,000 miles high, long and width, which is a cube, 12 gates of pearls. It's not exactly a cube, but I tried. And she drew a little picture of what it looks like. Stones and 12 levels. I'm not a good artist at all, and my writing sucks. Sorry. Well, I definitely am having a hard time reading it, but I've seen worse. Okay, going on down, letter 39 again. So it turns out we got a huge treat that day. The New Jerusalem will come down after the tribulation with Jesus, and all of us that chose to serve Him and repent to something and begin with Christ. But before that happens, the harpazo, which is the rapture, is going to take place. Those saints, us, will be caught up in the clouds after the dead in Christ rise first and go up. The more I study, the more it's all making sense. Well, things are getting strange by the day with wars and rumors of wars, and plagues and earth and diverse peace. It's as birthdays of Noah. I forgot to ask you, I bet you already know a lot of what I'm talking about regarding the Bible, right? If not, it's okay. I can teach you a lot. Till next time, I will tell you about a visit I had by an angel. I hope you believe me, but till next time, blessings, Chris Watts, your friend and sister in Jesus Christ. P.S. If you don't want to hear from me, please write on a paper and send it no more, okay? Thanks, anyway. I can't. Can you do that for me, please? Okay, this is letter 40, and this is also from Hawaii, and this is written September the 15th. Sorry, this was my first letter to you. I had included a return envelope with a stamp that I didn't know wasn't allowed. Okay, well, and then over here it says she actually originally had written this letter August the 24th, which is 11 days after he did what he did. Hello, Chris. I just wanted to write and say hello and introduce myself. I know you're going through a tough time right now, and I hope this letter gives you some hope. I currently live in Hawaii on the island of Maui, but am from Longmont originally. I used to be a professional snowboarder back in the day and moved here in 2005. As I write this, we are currently in the middle of a hurricane, so no work today, equivalent to a good old snow day. LOL. The media has built it up to be this hype crazy storm, but only getting a little rain. So anyway, a little about me. I work for a vacation rental company, and we have about 20 condos that we rent. It's a pretty boring job. I absolutely love the Broncos, and my favorite music includes Deftones, Jane's Addiction, Filter, and Stick Figure, which is reggae. I'm a single mother and with one daughter, and also have a baby grandson. I'm hoping to move back to Colorado in the next 6 months. I lived in Aspen Village for about 10 years and call that my home. My goal in reaching out to you is to hopefully form a pen pal friendship and give you something to do, and to maybe look forward to receiving my letters. I'm an optimistic person and try to find the good in a situation. I'm sure that deep down you are a wonderful, interesting, and decent man. I like humor and jokes and know firsthand that a good hearty laugh can lift your spirits. I'd be happy to send you funny and interesting articles and pictures. You must be bored, and I'm sorry about that. Anyway, I've included a return envelope, paper, and hope to hear back from you anytime. I put a couple of pictures from my town so you can see where I live. I write to you under strict confidence and promise to keep it that way. Know that I'm saying a prayer for you and everyone else, and you will get through this. And over on the side it says, oops, see the letter, I think. I have to say, I feel like I've met you before. Maybe in Longmont or Aspen. Were you ever over here in Maui recently? So strange. But I feel we've crossed paths somewhere. In any case, I'm happy to be some support for you. Okay, take care. And aloha for now, your friend Laurel. Over here on the right it says, do they let you have a TV? Do you need books to read, or magazines, or even a Bible? Let me know. I can help send those to you. And then it says, I'm on your side. Everyone needs someone in their corner. Okay, this is letter 41. This looks like it's Dawn Bryant. Wow, okay. This looks like some old school feather to ink penmanship or something. And it reads, September the 12th, 2018, Wednesday, 9 a.m. Dear Mr. Watts, what are the chances that you may get this letter? I am unsure of that. Yet, I had to write to you and let you know that Christ will never leave you. Forgiveness and mercy is what built the cross He died on for you and I. I'm sure you know of this man I speak of, and I would encourage you at this hour in your life to reach out to him. Ask for a local pastor to visit with you and pray with this pastor. Mr. Watts, I pray for you on this day and for your family as you move through this, the darkest hour of your life. Reach out to Christ and know this. He will hear your prayer. He will offer you forgiveness. He will never leave you. His grace and mercy endureth forever. You are welcome to respond to my declaration, for your comments are welcomed. Speak to your mother and father when time permits. In Christ's name, Ron Bryant. And this person is from North Carolina. So this maybe is possibly his old, his preacher back from North Carolina. Maybe it's the preacher that married him and Shanann. Or maybe it's, just who knows. But he is definitely from North Carolina. And this one is going to be letter 42. And it kind of looks like it says Daniel, maybe, or Danielle. And this is from Hamsburg, maybe. Oh, Lord, I don't know, y'all. Okay, September the 21st, 2018. Mr. Watts, maybe you're wondering why you'd be getting mail from Hamsburg, PA. I heard about you on CNN's Headline News, where I got a lot of the current news. I want to start by answering you that this is not hate mail. Although your life as a free man is probably over, I just want to let you know some of us are attempting to understand what happened without hate or yet another moral of the story. All kinds of speculation floated around, not just on headline news, but on other social media sources. Domestic, fighting, female problems, isolating, or maybe a boyfriend. I would go so far judgmentally to express committing a murder is absolutely inconceivable to me. I will share with you, I wanted to kill my stepfather. For a split second, I was almost ready. I injured him and was charged and avoided him. Since he had provoked me into fighting, he asked the Commonwealth of something to drop the charges. My record was cleared. I completely estranged him and am no longer aware if he is alive or dead. He had already been on his way to eating and drinking himself to death. My mother, may she forever rest in peace, who almost unconditionally loving, I never pushed to find out how much she could take, as well as strict yet not overly protective, raising a hand in anger to a woman. Well, you just didn't, not even if she was wrong from the beginning. I am bisexual without the heart on the sleeve or the rainbow wardrobe. I can't make that out. And so, if passing time writing this letter would keep you from entertaining ideas of taking your own life, I will make time for you. I understand that any correspondence to and from can be inspected and read. I do not have a problem with that. Ron. Okay, going on down, this is going to be letter 43, and it is addressed to the Sheriff of Boyle County. And there's a little, on the back it says, please give to Chris Watts. I hope the story of the feather can comfort him. And I guess that's a feather. Please consider giving Chris Watts the enclosed white feathers. To me, they represent Shanann, Bella, and Cece, and Nico. The story is in the letter. Thank you. This is written September the 1st, 2018. Dear Chris, it has been 2 weeks since the demise of your beautiful family. I have watched the videos Shanann put on the internet, defining your love for each other and your sweet Bella and Cece. Your family and friends are not the only people who feel such incredible sadness. I can't get the loss out of my mind. Many are suffering for far more than me. It is difficult to believe this could ever have happened. I want to believe you too feel lost, lonely, and have regrets. Chris, there is no way you can change what you did. However, I encourage you to take full responsibility, something you confessed to your family. If you can ask your families for forgiveness, it would be a step forward. I am certain you do not ever understand what I've read about personality defects such as sociopath and psychopath. It is difficult for even professionals to diagnose. I'm not saying a family member has borderline personality disorder, which affects her moods and logical decision making. In all disorders, there is a certain, if if the cause is mental or genetic. Whatever your counselor or doctor thinks could have caused you to act in rage, please try to read as much as you can on it. Becoming informed will help you understand your actions better. I think Shanann said she was obsessive compulsive. I am too. But as I get older, Chris, there has been some discussions that you had turmoil over your sexual orientation. I don't know if that is true, or a nurse for 40 years. I have been exposed to people with mental illness, drug and alcohol abuse, transgender people, gays, lesbians, and more. Fortunately, society is becoming more open-minded and understanding of all humans. We have a long way to go. I know the turmoil the LGBT people live with. Years ago, I invited a young doctor to my house for dinner. I told him he could bring his girlfriend or any friend. He pretended he has a girlfriend, but she was out of town. Then, the day before the dinner, he bought me out. His face was pale. He was nervous, but wanted me to know he was gay and would bring his boyfriend. I was the first. He was in his 30s. My prayer has always been that he can meet a life partner. I'm sorry if you never felt strong enough to share your something about life. I do think a different and better decision would have been made. Even if you and Shanann separated, your family could have continued, just not under the same roof. I have friends who married, had children, and then realized they loved someone of the same sex. It can continue without love, but under a different roof. If this is an issue, I hope you can find someone to confide in. As a mother, I am sure your mother would still love you for you. Chris, I encourage you to keep a journal and write your thoughts and feelings. Even if your girls are gone, I'm sure you'll find moments you want to share your feelings with them. As sad as the event was, in my heart, I believe Shanann, Bella, and Cece have forgiven you. I lost my husband, a geologist, 10 years ago to colon cancer. I miss him terribly. Like Shanann, he loved life and was very protective. He was the soul of our family. He wanted to leave this earth with a clear mind, and he did. My family moved to Colorado in 1983. Our 2 children finished high school and college there. My husband loved his exploration work in the Colorado mountains. He loved his work so much, he felt guilty being paid for having fun. My son is an engineer and still loves Colorado. He'll be 50 at his next birthday and keeps very active. Mountain climbing, snowboarding, has done helicopter flying, plays league, ice hockey, baseball, football, volleyball, year-round. My daughters live in Tucson and visits occasionally. She has many health problems. I myself just turned 72. Life goes fast. I retired in 2011 and was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2012. I am in my 7th year of remission. I feel blessed. 3 years ago, I bought a home in the desert. I love nature and having visits from reptiles, coyotes, and javelins and wild pigs. Chris, for 3 years since moving here, I love feeding the birds. I also search for bird feathers every day. One day I discovered a tiny feather with a tiny heart on it. I have never found another. I really felt my husband had flown down from heaven and put it so I could find it. I gave it to my daughter in a pendant. Last week, days after hearing of the loss of Shanann, Cece, and Bella, I found a pure white feather. It was the first I'd ever found. The next day, I found 2 more, and that reminded me of Cece's short pigtails. So cute. It was like a spiritual experience. I smile at them and tell me Shanann, Bella, and Cece flew over my house en route to heaven. They each dropped an angel wing feather. I treasure them. I want to send them to you. I hope you will feel their souls in them and can keep them close to you. I have not found any more white feathers since. Oh, I discovered online that your Dieter is living with Frankie. Frankie posted pictures on Facebook. Also, Frankie posted how angry he is about losing his family. He also wrote for people not to be disrespectful to your family. He said they are hurting too, and they are family. Chris, I have no idea if you can receive this letter. If you do get it and want to just talk, I'll be happy to send you some encouragement. I know you have difficult days ahead, but keep your faith. My faith and believing I'll see my loved ones again keep me going. As Shanann said, no one is promised tomorrow. I have to keep that in mind. Sincerely, Dorothy. Wow. Yeah, that was like a grandmotherly type of letter. Okay, this is letter 43. And it looks like this is from Tucson, Arizona. Oh, that was her letter, I believe. Okay. Letter 44, Department of Human Services. October the 15th, 2014. To whom it may concern. The Weld County Department of Human Services does not have a local dispute resolution process for the purpose of disputing or appealing a confirmation of an incident of abuse or neglect. A state-level hearing appeal is the only option available for you for purposes of appeal. This option is outlined in the letter provided to you by the Colorado Department of Human Services. This letter describes the process for a state-level hearing. Okay, this is from like CPS, Child Protective Services, I believe. Okay, moving down, it says, October the 1st, 2018, Christopher Watts. Dear Sir or Madam, Weld County Department of Human and Social Services has completed and assessed an allegation of child abuse and or neglect. The allegation has been confirmed, and you have been identified as the person responsible for the incident of child abuse or neglect detailed below. Date reported to the county was August the 16th. Bella and Celeste, fatal from abuse and physical. Your options for disputing this confirmation and the time frame in which you must submit your appeal are explained in detail in the attached fact sheet along with other important information. You have the right to a state-level fair hearing before an independent administrative law judge. You may have the opportunity to request a local dispute resolution process. You must contact the county named above to find out if there is a local process that is available to you. And it says information about confirmed reports of child abuse or neglect. Okay, this is just the flyer that explains what is child abuse and then this is more of the same. It just explains what is considered child abuse, and if you're charged with it, what you must do. This is the appeal. He would have had 90 days to fill this out if he wanted to dispute that he was the one responsible for their abuse and fatality. As you see, I'm sure he didn't fill it out. Why would he dispute it, right? And he didn't. Notice this regarding your children, Bella and Celeste. Okay, number 3 is the one X'd. It says your social services has been changed as shown below. The action is to be effective on October the 2nd, 2018. And that is pretty much just his rights to appeal this if he would like to. But obviously there would be no reason to appeal because he was the one responsible for this. Okay, and letter number 45 is coming again from Hawaii. This one is September the 20th. Hi, Chris. Gosh, I feel like an idiot as I didn't know the rules on what I can include in my letters to you. Hence, I initially put a self-addressed stamped envelope with a stamp. And I got that returned to me. That was my first letter I wrote to you on August the 24th. Okay, now I know. So how are you holding up, my dear? I hope you have a great support system to get you through this and that everyone is stepping up. Again, that's why I'm here writing to you, to give you support and prayers that just maybe things turn around for you. Please do not give up. A lot of good can come out of this. I really feel that. God has a way of making that happen if you just give everything over to Him to take care of and figure out. Trust. And He will help you, I promise. He sure has came through for me quite a few times, so I know firsthand. Please consider turning to Him for help. And then over to the side there's a little flower that's been drawn, and it says, I was wondering, are you getting a ton of mail or hardly anything? It goes on to say, how are your meals? I hope they are somewhat decent and okay. I know I asked before, but I wonder and hope that you can at least listen to music. I'd love to know what your favorite bands are. If you could see one band perform live, who would it be and where? Did you ever get a chance to go to Red Rocks? Oh, how I miss that place. Maui is so boring for live shows, mostly because bands do not want to ship their equipment here to perform. Although I have seen the Eagles and Cubas 311 here. I'm kind of over the Hawaiian music. LOL. Damn, I don't belong here. On a side note, do you ever see bad lip reading for NFL or the political debates? Oh my God, I just discovered it again, and that's some funny stuff. They even have Zuckerberg, total weirdo, going before Congress about how he knows his Facebook supported hacks. Too darn funny. Hopefully at some point you get to watch the internet. So after receiving my first letter to you back to me, I'm not quite sure if you even received anything I sent. I believe this is my 5th letter to you and sure hope it gets in your hands. My goal is to write to you every week. I'm a pretty boring person. That could be also why he thought this was Nicole, because Nicole made that same statement. She said, well, I'm a pretty boring person, remember? So there is a lot of things that this chick from Hawaii has put into her letters that I can see why Chris would think this could be Nicole. I just do. And maybe he's even seen her handwriting. Quite possible. I don't think we have, but maybe he did. Sure he did. So yeah, I can see why he thought this could have been Nicole, and possibly was Nicole, I don't know. I'm a pretty boring person, but I'm totally awesome support system. My background is mostly office management. Yet, here in Hawaii, I'm all tourist. Vacation condo rentals. I hate it. but it could be worse. It's just that everyone seems to complain even when they're on vacation in a beautiful spot. I don't get it. Okay, on a good note, Broncos beat the dreaded Raiders 19-20. Ha ha. Cleveland Browns just won their first game in 2 years against the Jets, 17-21. Oh wow, I hope they beat the Raiders in week 4. Cleveland would be my new favorite if they do. Are you ready? Are you really a Steelers fan? They tied the Broncos in closing. I'm sorry to hear North Carolina got hit in the hurricane. I hope your family is safe there and didn't get too much damage. Blessings. Take care, Laurel. Okay, and over to the side, another flower. And flowers. There again, there's another, maybe something he thought was a code, because Nicole loved her flowers. And that does look like a sunflower. Put something sugar under your pillow and have some sweet dreams. Put some sugar under your pillow and have some sweet dreams. I know you cannot write back to me. That's okay. I know you cannot write back to me. That's okay. Yeah, Chris, I'm starting to see why you thought this could have been Nicole. Because I'm starting to think it's Nicole myself. Okay, going on down. This is going to be letter 46. And this is in the matter of the estate of Shanann Watts. Oh, this is we've already looked at this, but this is the petition for her dad, Frank, to become the personal representative of her estate. And so, yeah, this is what we have already looked through at the top when we looked at the paperwork. And this is the letter that was said that Chris was sent. And of course, here it is. He definitely was sent the letter. And Mr. Rusek absolutely was appointed her personal representative of her estate, and no one objected. Also, there was Sandra Rusek, Frank Rusek, Frankie Jr., and nobody objected to him being the personal representative, not even Chris, and it was just pretty much a open and shut thing. Okay, this is going to be letter 47. This is from a guy named Andrew in West Virginia, and it reads, "How are you managing during this difficult time? You must be an emotional wreck having lost your entire family. I realize that 33 years doesn't allow you the courage to have the unknown, to know the unknown, especially when your life is in someone else's hands. I want to encourage you in God's Word, Chris. He alone holds your life or future in His hands, and no matter the outcome, I hope that you can accept that all things work together for the good. What happens now rests solely on how truthfully you can be with the Lord. Though the subjects He has appointed over you, be 100% truthful, and don't be afraid of the consequences that will follow. God is the only one we have to please. God will comfort and keep you even in the midst of your troubles. This is not the end of the world. It's a God moment, an opportunity to put your trust in Him 100%. Remember to pray often. Put His Word for comfort. Read His Word for comfort. Worship Him in truth and spirit. I know life as you have known it has changed drastically, and I pray that you never ask for the help you so desperately need, to ask to speak with a therapist, to work through your support, and ways you can channel that energy and worry into actions that positively reinforce your faith in God. He has got you as a friend, a confidant in Him. Truthfully, this is how you worship God. Then there are the something of the Spirit love, day, peace, patience, forgiveness, goodness, weakness, and self-control. Based on the truth, Choose actions that give life to the fruits of the Spirit. I love you and I pray for you. Good things will come to pass. Be of good courage. My God is with you, and He will not leave you nor forsake you, but will uphold you with His righteous right hand and will deliver you in your day of trouble. Okay, this is letter 48, and this is Life Church Anna Nowak. This looks like this is going to be the first letter from Anna, and I know many of you already know who Anna is. And Anna was one of them that was on Chris's visiting list, in case you don't know. And she was very much in touch with Chris and was a very close confidant of Chris for quite a long time. Until actually just recently, I have heard that now they don't talk, but that has been just recently. And she is from Wisconsin. And this is her first letter to Chris, September the 21st, 2018. Chris, my name is Anna. And first, I want you to know this is not a hate letter. I'm not writing this to condemn you or anything like that. I actually wanted to write for the exact opposite reason and let you know that no matter what the word says, what the world says, and no matter what you hear from other people, there is a God who loves you unconditionally and without judgment. I've been following your case heavy on my heart and tell you that no matter what happens or what has happened, God has already forgiven and forgotten about your sins. It's hard to accept that for me sometimes, to know that when I do something wrong and sin, I don't wait to worry about Him hanging it over my head and remind me of what I did wrong. Instead, He welcomes me with open arms and loves me where I'm at, despite what I did wrong. I obviously don't know your story, but God never changes, and His love and forgiveness is the same for everyone. You simply have to ask God for forgiveness and then accept it. It's really that easy. I'm not sure your background or if you believe that Jesus died for your sins, but I want you to know that He did, and He would do it again and again because He loves you that much. John 15:13 says, "Greater love has no one than this, that someone lay down his life for his friends." I also want you to know that if you're feeling like your life is over because you're sitting in jail and might be there for a while, and you feel like you should just give up, you still have a purpose. God can use anything and anyone, and He still has a plan and a purpose for your life. He can still use you. In fact, it's people like you and I who sin that He uses the most. Our stories and the things we do and the trails we go through shape and mold our lives, and He promises us that He will never count it all for good and to never harm you, but to give you light and purpose. Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and future. I pray that this will give you hope, even a little bit. I know there are a lot of rumors going around, and I choose not to believe them. But I read somewhere that you're depressed and not doing good. I really can't imagine what you're going through, as I've never been in your position. But I've been through some really bad, deep depression. I can imagine it's worse, not being able to talk. I signed the consent form to amputate and started praying that God would heal me. I went into the surgical room and came out 6 hours later and still had my leg. They were able to take an artery and it miraculously worked. They even had to transfer me to a more experienced hospital where I stayed for 2 months and had over 20 surgeries on both of my legs in order to save them. After I was discharged from the hospital, I was bedbound for 6 months, then wheelchair-bound for 6 months. It took me over a year to learn to walk again. I became very depressed, but through it all, God was there. The doctors were astonished by how well I healed. They have no clue how I'm here walking today, because they told me I'd probably never be able to walk again, even though the last 3 years, coming up to 4 years in February, we had some really rough times with severe chronic pain and depression. But somehow I was able to find strength through Jesus to get through the toughest times, and He never let me down. I hope that you read this and it gives you hope and something to fight for. I'm going to end this letter here, but I will be anyone. Please don't let your thoughts ruin you or torment you, especially the people in there or out here. I can imagine it has been hard not to, but focus on what God thinks of you and how much He loves you. He desires to have a relationship with you, to know your heart. He thinks you are valuable, and He created you in His image. He cares for you. You are a gift. You have been justified and reclaimed, no longer a slave to sin. You will not be condemned by God. You have been set free. You are accepted and made new. You are chosen by Him and predestined by Him to obtain inheritance in heaven, and He will supply you with all of your needs. When you feel sad or depressed, focus on those things. Just remember who you are in Him, because that's all that matters. And His opinion of you is the only one that matters. So, a little about me. Since you have no idea who I am, I figured I would share my story and how I came to know Jesus. I'm 32 years old. 3 years ago, I got into a driving accident. I was the one driving, and it almost took my life. I woke up in the hospital, and they told me they wanted to amputate my right leg because it was completely dead. I kept refusing, but they told me I would die from infection if I didn't get it amputated. Eventually, praying for you in the meantime, and I would love to continue writing if you would like to. And if you choose to write back, please put attention Anna Nowak under the church address. And if you choose not to write, just know I have hope for you, even if you don't have any for yourself. Keep fighting. God bless, Anna. So yeah, that was Anna's very first letter to Chris. First of very many. Okay, this is letter 49. This is from a girl named Kelly from Virginia Beach, Virginia. And there's a little smiley face. Dear Chris, my name is Kelly. I'm 52 and I live in Virginia Beach, Virginia. I'm not sure how you feel about getting mail from a stranger, but I felt compelled to write, and I hope you respond. I assure you I have good intentions. Everyone needs a friend or two. I'll write about myself, and I hope to bring a smile to your face. Lots of people care about you and are pulling for you. I'm sure it doesn't feel like it at the moment, but please believe it is true. Now about me. First, I apologize for the horrible handwriting. I've always wished I had beautiful handwriting, but no matter how hard I try, it looks like chicken scratch. Maybe I'll print the next letter, and you can let me know what's easier to read. I can also print from my computer, but that seems so impersonal. But I'd be happy to type if you prefer. I'm a licensed optician. I've been in the business since 1989. I like helping people, but I'm an introvert, so I've always struggled to find balance. Being around people all day drains me. I like a lot of alone time to recharge. Also, about 1.5 years ago, I found a hobby I love, and it helps ground me. I love to kayak. Y'all, I'm so sorry about my pronunciation. I know I'm going to catch hell about the way I'm pronouncing some of these words, but anyway. When I'm paddling on the water, it's so peaceful, and it allows me to release a lot of stress. I always take my camera with me and capture some beautiful wildlife pictures. Shorebirds are my favorite, in particular. I usually paddle Saturdays. I wish I had more free time, but I don't, for now. In addition to kayaking, I love hiking, camping, do-it-yourself projects, and just hanging out at the beach. I've lived in 7 states and was born in Ohio, and my something was in the something. We lived in Rhode Island, Pennsylvania, and Virginia while growing up. When I married the second time, that husband was in the Navy too, so I lived in Wisconsin and New York with him. I then moved back to Virginia. My third husband was Navy as well, and we lived in Maryland, then back to Virginia. We've been separated since 2009. He is an alcoholic. I have 3 kids. Lauren is 27 and has my only grandchild, a grandson named Ryan. That's 2. My boys, Cade is 16 and Corey is 18. So I almost have an empty nest. When my 16-year-old graduates next year and goes off to college, I'm going to downsize. I don't want so many things in my life. I want to kayak and enjoy what time I have left on Earth. I'm a cancer survivor. I've been in remission for 7 years. I'm always waiting for it to come back. I suffer from depression. I can remember being depressed in the 2nd grade. I've tried almost every medication out there, but nothing works. Well, therapy does help a little. I hope you have access to therapy. I also hope you have friends and family members that write to you. Everyone deserves to be loved and happy. The hardest part is loving ourselves and being happy just the way we are. Anyway, I worked 11.5 hours today and have to be back at work in 8.5 hours, so I need to try to sleep. I hope you write back and tell me about yourself and how you're doing. I don't know what the rules are. Can I send pictures? Do you like to read? If so, what genres? Please write and tell me about yourself. I promise to write frequently. Keep your chin up, and I'm praying for you, Kelly. P.S. How do you get a tissue to dance? You put a little boogie in it. LOL. I know, lame joke. I'll try harder next time. Smile. Someone is thinking of you. And a little flower. People really love drawing flowers for him, don't they? Okay, this is going to be from the 19th Judicial District. This is letter 50, and it is a legal letter, and that's it. And then letter 51 is from Brighton, Colorado, September the 30th, 2018. I've been waiting for a response, but I understand you can't trust anyone but yourself in this wild world, evil world. Well, to add to the last 2 letters, yes, my whole life was turned right side up. Our Creator and Savior changed my whole way of thinking. I wasn't serving Christ like I do now. What we all seen on October the 3rd, 2013 changed me and will always have an impact on my life. I'm not a holy roller at all, so get that out of your head. I'm a believer now, and I live for Christ now. Too many are, I don't know, and I freak out. I do the whole man thing. It's not what he expects. All he expects is your love, and to live according to his commandments, nothing more or less. Man in general screw it up for misery because the way they judge. Do you know how many times we had to stick up for you on social media? A lot. I've watched a lot, if not all of the videos that she had up, so I'm aware of certain things. That patch you all put on and your testosterone shots, that could have all played a role on your thinking. Testosterone shots. That patch you all put on and your testosterone shots. I didn't know he was taking those. Like steroid, I did not know that. Did you ever consider that? Or tell your team to check into the contents of that product with your shots you were on? Anyway, I'd like to visit, but I was told you needed to okay it. It's up to you to add me. I don't live far, as you know. Wow. I think this is someone that knew him, because she talks about his testosterone shots, and unless Shanann had mentioned that in some of the videos that were actually deleted, I didn't know that. And she says, I don't live far, as you know. If not, I truly understand. Anyway, back to how my life changed. I started reading my Bible more and studying prophecy. Wow, the things that we found out about angels and demons and the fallen ones. Sheesh, it's crazy. The book of Enoch tells you how it all began, as far as the 200 angels lusted after human women. They decided to make a pact to take themselves a wife, a human. They were kicked out of heaven because of that, and made giants in Genesis 6. It talks about giant being on earth. In those days, right before the flood, boy was father disappointed and angry. After all that, they taught humans how to make weapons, metals, and color the eyes with makeup, to do enchantments, things that they shouldn't have shared. They gave a lot of info to humans, and to this day, they are still sharing. Technology has been shared with us by them. It's crazy, but it is true. One day, shortly after I repented, I gave my life to Jesus. I was sitting on my couch, and my dog was in my lap. No one was here, and I had my music playing softly, and my dog got up on the couch pillows, and she started wagging her tail. Yes, no, she was home, and no one was standing there at that time. I knew it was an angel. I couldn't speak at all other than that. It was so awesome. I can't even tell you. I felt like a peace came over me. It was crazy, but I knew it was an angel. After that, I started seeing beautiful lights fly by me daily. I still see them. In the book of Enoch, it says, the elect will see lights. My life has changed, Chris, and yours can too. I've been praying for you. You haven't rejected my letters, so I'm hoping you're okay with me writing you. If not, please let me know. I will stop writing if you're just not up to this whole pen pal thing. LOL. Stay strong, say your prayers, and don't give up. Your special friend. Blessings, my friend. Smiley face. Okay, this is to Chris from Frank Ruzek. Okay, and this is the motion for the court again. And this one says that Frank is asking that he take care of her affairs. Some are time sensitive, and he wants to take care of any future issues or said life insurance or her car. So he wanted, he was asking to be representative over everything to do with Shanann, including life insurance and her car. And we have already talked about these and went through these in a prior part not long ago. This is Nikki Martinez. Nikki is from Ohio, and that is Nikki's picture. Dear Chris, and this is letter 54, by the way. I'm going to make this short and sweet. Not everybody is against you. I'm not against you. I believe you told your wife that you no longer wanted to be married. You wanted a divorce, and I believe she snapped. She thought no matter what you'd stay with her. But I don't believe you were happy anymore. I do believe that you loved your babies. It showed on all of the Facebook pictures and videos. And from what's shown is a loving father. In some pictures, you showed love towards your wife, but as time went on, you started to fade away from her, but you still showed your love towards your daughters. I believe your story, and to tell you the truth, if I saw someone try to hurt one of my 3 kids, I'd kill them too. I'd really like to get to know you. I hope to hear back from you. Just remember I'm on your side. The only thing I don't understand is the oil thing. But you must have your reasons, if you're the one who did that. I have bipolar, and I've done some things I wouldn't normally do if I didn't take my medicine. Look, I just want you to not think the whole world is against you. I hope to hear from you when you have time to write back. Please don't do nothing stupid like take your own life. Take care of yourself, and hopefully we can keep in touch. I hope to hear from you. Thanks for taking your time to read this. Right now, I know you only got 1 hour. Hope to hear from you. Sincerely, Nikki. Okay, this is going to be letter 55, and this is going to be from Robert from Wisconsin. Okay, this video, I just noticed, has gotten just a bit too long, so we're going to stop part 42 right here. And when we come back with part 43, we will read that letter from Robert. And we should be almost through all the letters now. And when we come back with 42, we'll read Robert's and whatever of the letters is left. And then we'll be getting into more interesting parts of the discovery. Although these letters has been pretty interesting, to say the least. And the one that Chris assumed that was writing him in code, I now see why he may have assumed that could have been Nicole. Because there were many kind of what did truly look like hints, whether this person knew it or not, with the flowers and the saying, I'm a pretty boring person. In the exact words Nicole says them, I'm a pretty boring person. Exactly the way she said it too. So I don't know. I'm not going to say it's Nicole, but I can say that I totally understand why Chris could have thought it was her. Okay, guys. Until next time, please give us a thumbs up if you stayed with us for this long. And I hope you have a great day, night, evening, wherever you may be. And until next time, this is Unjustified.